when you fall further below than when you originally started. Right? I mean, don't get me wrong, I've been there. I'm trying to lose some weight, you know. I've been there. I get 21 days and I'm like, all the motivation that I had is gone. It's just gone. It's just gone. So we find what they call SEA groups. I love SEA groups. I don't have one in my area. I wish we did. I try to find people to motivate me. I try to find people that are better than me.
That's right.
Me too.
I try to find that. And I did. I found a mentor. His name's Daniel Grissom. This brother, I tell you, this guy's over the top. He's over the top. I just want to share a little bit about him because I think that eventually you guys will be introduced to him. Daniel Grissom is a spin sales coach. And he does spin sales for Fortune 100 companies. He's been in Google over 30 times, Pfizer, McDonald's, Walgreens. Does all the training for all these, IBM. I can name them, keep naming them. This guy lives in Atlanta, and he said, you know what? You're looking to succeed, I want to help you. And I said, I want to help you. So we're taking his training that he trains Fortune 100 companies on and putting it into a platform under eFaith that will train small business professionals. So you can get Fortune 100 training for the cost of a small business. It's huge. It's huge. So, but it's about finding people to better you. Finding people to better you. So, why I really came, I know my time's kind of short and I apologize, but value. I want to talk about value. What's your value? What do you bring? Right? There's this equation, value equals benefits minus cost. That's the equation that every client, every person you ever talk to puts you into this category. So they say, look, when you call somebody and you try to sell them something or you try to talk to them about something, they don't want to hear about you. You got 30 seconds at most. So you better bring it. You better bring it. You better ask powerful, provocative questions quick and often. You better do your market analysis. Find out what's trending in their industry. That way when you ask those provocative questions, you're asking questions about their industry that they don't know but they want to know. Because that'll keep you on the phone for at least 3 minutes. So when you find them and you get to talking to them, they're immediately going to say, okay, well, what do you have to offer? And the offer is, you don't ever offer them your product. Not on the first call. You offer them ideas, thoughts. You partner with them. You're a value partner now. You give them 3 things that they can immediately apply to their business whether they use you or not. Because at the end of the day, when you walk away, they're going to be like, I didn't even think of that. You're right. So when you do, you're going to come back to me. Right? So you give them 3 valuable things. And as they munch on that, when they munch on that, they're going to be like, that's great. I want to work with you. I want to work with you. Not because I want to buy your product, because I like you.
Yeah. You let them decide.
You make
pick you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So you're adding value creativity. Right? You always heard this, always be selling. Is that what it is? Or ABC, right? What is that? Always be closing, right? We call it ABCV. Always be creating value, not always be closing.
I like that.
Because when you create value, I'm telling you, they're going to love on you. They're going to want you. Okay, so how many of you in here are experts in your field? Experts in your field. Right.
Sorry.
See, I'm an expert in my field, I think. But the thing is that that we don't. I've actually got it right here. I'm gonna read it to you. Is that good? I want to make sure I get it right.
I found that everybody's ignorant to something in their own field.
Exactly.
That's basically what it is.
We don't call a tree by its name. You call a tree by its fruit. So we say we're an expert, but to who? To me? Okay, I know that. But my objective isn't for me to know that. My objective is for you to know that. So if your clients know that, and the people that you're talking to know that, now you're an expert. See, he was saying it. Devon was saying it. He says he's driven. He's here. He's here. He's hungry for chicken. He's hungry for chicken. But he's hungry.
Right.
And regardless whether anybody knows, whether anybody comes in here or not, he's an expert. But the thing is that Devon, just like all of us, need to be able to get ourselves out there. We need to be able to put ourselves in front of people to become the expert that we know that we are. And the only way that you do that is by bringing value. So you ask, how do you bring value? Right? How do you bring value? And I was told by a guy by the name of Dr. Sam Chan. He is in the top 17 leaders in the world. Right? He's with John C. Maxwell. He's a Christian coach. I took his coach program, underneath a business certification coaching program, a leadership program. I took it for a year because I wanted to know what he knew, right? Because you surround yourself with people like that, mentors, coaches. And he said, you've got to put yourself in front of people. You've got to look for opportunities. So the small business sense that a lot of us already have is you go to networking groups. You do like B&Is and do these small networking groups, right? The problem though is that there's already a perception set and there's somebody else already running the show. And you got 60 seconds each week out of an hour and a half that you spend to be able to get your vision across, which you can't do. So how do you become the expert? So I'm going to give you guys some ideas because I consider us thought partners. Right? I want feedback. I want you guys to be able to do this as well. The one thing you can do is, if there's anything in the local area that does anything with what you deal with in your industry, ask for a 3-minute stint up front. Say, hey, can I get 3 minutes to be able to promote this? And share with them your vision. Because if they buy into your vision, there's no reason why they won't give you 3 minutes. What's 3 minutes? Right? Hold luncheons for your direct targets. You invite them in. Pay for their lunch. Because honestly, we spend more money in marketing and advertising than we would do for a luncheon for a direct target audience. And I'll tell you, people will come to a free lunch. Especially if you tell them you're an expert, you're going to help them in an area of value creation and be a thought partner with them. Because now you've got a room full of individuals that are going to listen to what you have to say. You're going to be the perceived expert in your field. And at the end of the day, they're going to be like, he didn't sell me a thing. He just helped me overcome areas and give me ideas and things. Because at the end of the day, you really just want to generate about 6 ideas that they can go back and implement at least one of them. So it's a brainstorming session. It's not even about sales. The market has changed so much, people. It's changed so much. I mean, nobody wants sales calls anymore. Nobody wants mailers. Nobody wants emails. Right? We're desocializing as a population. Everything's text. Everything's mobile marketing. Everything's mobile. And so, how do you get in front of them? You got to bribe them. You got to bribe them. You got to get them to places. Like he was saying, Robert Kiyosaki, was up in here. It's supposed to be packed, right? Because he's already a known brand. So how do you get people packed? You might have to pay them. Pay them with food. Say you're going to do a drawing. You know what I'm saying? Do something. You got to think outside the box. Mm-hmm. Outside the box. So we talk about the things that we can do, and I did a brainstorm. I did all day today. It's all I did. I didn't do anything but sit at my desk and do brainstorming sessions on what I can do to get in front of new clients. And I said, you know what? I'll buy a gas card. I'll buy 10 $10 gas cards. Just an idea, right? Because I know I'm confident in my ability. That my closing ability is at least 30 to 40%. So if I buy 10 gas cards at $10 a piece, it's $100. I close one client, that already covers my cost. Right? If I close 3 or 4, they're getting something in return, because even if they walk away at the end of the day, at least they got a gas card. They got something of value. They're going to remember you by that. See, we always talk about it takes money to make money, and that's true. Whether that money's in your time investment, whether that money's out of your pocket, whatever it is, that's just how it goes, right? So, I apologize. And then lastly, I just want to close on this, is, we were talking about, I lost it. Let me pull this up here again real quick. Been doing pretty good without my notes. At least I think. You guys might be like, get this guy off.
No, very much so, very much so.
Yeah. Oh yeah, the other thing I wanted to talk about was encouragement, cultivating the environment. Cultivating the environment. In small business, a lot of times it's easy for us in a small business, by the way, so you know, it's classified 500 employees or less. That's a small business. I know we think small business is like 5 employees. That's not how the business administration looks at it. 500 employees or less, right? I don't know how it's possible, but this is how they classify it. But in a small business, you need to cultivate the environment. And you cultivate the environment by the support, encouragement, and accountability. You want your people, God gave us all a purpose, He gives all a gift. And our objective as a believer is to be able to minister that to individual and be able to help them fulfill the purpose that God originally put in their life. And that can only happen by exposing the gift in which God gave them.
That's good.
So you need to be able to find out where people belong in your organization so that way you can start to cultivate that. If you hate your job, right, your job, if you hate your job, it's because they're not using you like God intended you to be used.
Wow.
So if you want productivity out of your employees, if you want them to stay, if you want to grow, you need to cultivate that. You need to encourage them to think outside the box. You need to encourage them to bring business ideas to you. Because if they're bringing you business ideas and they're bringing you ways to make things better, that means they're thinking about it while they're at home, when they're not getting paid. I mean, I wish when I worked in my first job, I had so many ideas. And honestly, at the end of the day, you're the experts, so you can be able to, that might not work here, but this might work here. Or it might be like a brilliant plan, you're like, that is brilliant. That is brilliant. And you can help them, and in the midst of it, you can get involved. I'd rather take the little of a lot than a lot of nothing. All right, I'm done. Thank you.